guys, man, this is getting the amount of confirmations. Thank you, Amy, for being here for a minute at least, if you were. The amount of confirmations that I'm getting from what I know to be true of what Hollywood just did to me, and how they always anchored down the same. See, because what they would do is catch the divine feminine energy in Las Vegas, because that's where it has to come up. This is why they wanted everyone to keep going west, because the further that you get west, then the further it stretches the divine feminine energy. You can basically think of the divine feminine energy as a giant plasma snake that comes in and out of the ground now, like this, like a serpent in the United States, but it's, well, from the whole globe, but its head comes up in Las Vegas. It culminates in Las Vegas in the desert, because that's where the meteors are. That's where it's guided to culminate. When you come down like a plane, and then you're coming up through the rock, see, because that's Tiamat. So there's a being that comes up, and then there's a being that comes down. Well, the being that comes up starts in Las Vegas, and it's powered by the South, because it's the underbelly. It's all the deep shit down south in a bubble. And that serpent energy has to come up. Well, then that head, and mind you, the divine feminine is now connected to the collective. I mean, you're connected to the collective. There's no way for you to birth it all by yourself. So you're connected to the collective. You're leading the collective. You have to go to Vegas in certain time counts. This is where they were leading us. Then they were pulling bodies out of cryo to see which one of us came out of our rooms. Then they put that being in a star's camp. That being happened to go, Shah happened to go into Henry Cavill's camp. That's his fat blonde friend. Now my energy is sitting next to Henry, which is why I think he's my twin, because I'm always around him, so I'm hearing him, because the woman in cryo was somehow one of me from the past. Now they have a statue of her sitting next to Henry, so now whether or not Henry is my twin or not, he's in my fucking energy. This is how they did it. Then throughout all of this, then what they would do, this is why when we got back to California, it was like there was another lockdown, because there was. When I had left and we had left and took that snowstorm and everything all the way across, it was clear. So what they did was just fucking put another cap on top of it from up here, and then dome it up again. Just the top, just the very, 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 very top. Like that. So all they did was change this one piece so that they could run California, and then they were hoping that this would then take over. It's probably how it always happened. Well, there it is. There's the honeypot. Because the divine masculine, okay, is going to meet me in Vegas. Like, there's no way to culminate all of it unless the star energy and then the serpent energy connect. And that happens at a very specific time count every 10 years or so. This isn't every year. They had me in Vegas in 2001. Understand, they've done this to me my entire life, y'all. I can now prove, and they have admitted, that every single man that I've ever had sex with down here was an agent. And I was actually fucking men in prison or dead my entire existence. My entire life. including when my sexual encounters first started when I was raped across the street from St. Joseph Hospital by a time traveler when I was 12. And then the girl that was with me that snuck out of the house with me, Allison, we were both drugged. She had sex with somebody. Her fucking 8th grade boyfriend killed himself because of it. That was my first sexual experience. Y'all don't know the fucking half. I was the secret of fucking Hollywood. And last night, I fucking cut them off. Because, see, here's what's fucked up. I had to wait a year to get out of their shit. Once you're in it, because I was in it alone, there wasn't another energy that could connect. I had to do Druid timeline shifts. I have to do all of it. They know it. When you're coming from one dimension into another, I have to have a masculine to work with because I'm really a masculine, which is why none of y'all knew what to do with me. Because the only people that know about those transactions are the one who set them up the last 10 count. You follow? So I made sure that fucking Momoa knew yesterday that he wasn't even in the book until the end. He didn't come in until the end. It was October 2019 when I put Tutory back together, and there was 4. It was Zoe Kravitz, Lenny Kravitz, me, and my son Rex. Those 4 of us, for whatever fucking reason, had the Lizard King DNA, which then is what sent me to the gold spike, which is then what proved I was the divine feminine, what is then what proved that I could change DNA, and then is when I went and dealt with the galactic entity at the gold spike for all of us, which is why they had me there and hit by a goddamn comet for the world. And then what they tried to do was lock me in a goddamn Vegas casino, haunted hotel, so that Quentin Tarantino could make a little fucking movie out of watching me, like he always did.